coming on. Mildly drunk. Fucking noise. Oh, there's another one. Hang on. Fuck her off. I don't want any more of that. Right. Let's see if we can get through this today, because we were a bit drunk last night. I honestly can't remember a great deal of it, although I remember that guy ringing in and ringing in again and ringing in again and whatever. So I've looked at the news today, and it seems like Hamas are bombing fuck out of Israel, which isn't going down very well, apparently. Did you know that Israel, when they build new houses, they have to have shutters on the window for basically to protect your occupants inside in case there is a missile strike. Yeah, obviously not a direct one, because I don't think a shutter on the door is going to do fuck all. But say, for instance, the building opposite and there was a bit of an explosion. The idea being you put your shutters down, away you go. Right. Yeah. Correction. We are still drunk. Yes. Well done. How is the volume? Am I quiet? Am I okay? Am I, because, you know, it's really hit miss with me, isn't it? I mean, I do actually need somebody who's got an idea of what they're doing. We had a sing song earlier on for those who like to sing song. And we put it on Man Up. How exactly that went? Well, I'll look at the comments later and you can tell me. But the only time you're actually going to do this is when you're pissed, still pissed, as the case is, but not as badly pissed as we were yesterday. Fuck me up and down. Seriously, seriously drunk. I should stop doing this, but gotta be honest, after a week of being completely fucking run down, right, you don't have the energy and you need a few beers on board to some of that and get you up and going. However, there is a fine line between having enough and being mortally drunk. Fortunately, last night came in as mortally drunk, so there we are. Charmed. So, no drinking today, so have a cuppa. Okay. I'll take your advice. There you go. That was tea. Or whatever. So there you go. So I've got to organise a get-together at mine, like the last one. And I have ordered up the kit so that this time when we do a live stream, assuming that I get a friend to come around and work out how to get the audio running on that, because I press some buttons and I don't know how to get it back because I'm stupid. We will have everybody sat around the table. But this time, unlike the last, you'll have cameras on the people. There'll be multiple views. So hopefully it doesn't crash. Sending the computer off tomorrow to be fixed. We're not sure. That there was a party. We're not sure whether somebody spilt some alcohol into it. I have to say I was looking this way. I think the Rodecaster got a bit of a spanking, but it seems to have fared really well, which is nice. So that's still working. However, we'll send it off, see what they can do with it, because it's not turning on at the moment, which is a bit of a problem. And we'll go from there. So, hi, Sai from Nico from Western Supermare. Fuck me, you're local. that went to Western College. Yeah, I went to Western College for a very short time doing business admin. All right. I had no idea what that meant, incidentally. And at that point, pardon me, we didn't realize I was dyslexic. We found out pretty much then. But there was a pub just around the corner called the Imperial. Some of you may have been to Western, would know it. So we used to go into the Imperial or London at first break and have a pint, then at lunch break and have a few pints, and then afternoon break. And usually after the lunchtime or the afternoon break, I was usually sent out for reasons, along with a girl called Becky and a guy called Steve. So we went back down the pub and everything went well. It was no good anyway. I wasn't taking it on board. I mean, me typing, for fuck's sake. Really? And you got to use all your fingers? Fuck off. Mind you, it might come in handy now. Peachy Kins is in the house. So who have we got in? And let's go through the comments. We have invited, we have Charm Superior. She may even ring in at some point, actually, to talk to me about what's going on, because she seems pretty much as worried as the rest of you, because some of you may have seen the footage or not, and I can't remember where I talked about it last night. So if I'm copying last night, it's new to me. All right, just so you know. Oh, look, I've had a reminder to start my live stream at 11 o'clock. Isn't that great? It's 4 minutes late, but whatever. So yeah, I've seen some footage, and it's minging, actually. It's a pickup truck with a load of fucking lowbreds in it, with some woman with her legs twisted up. She's naked, but you don't, part of her's covered. And I'm led to believe she's an Israeli woman, all right? I don't care whether you're on board with the Israelis or not on board with the Israelis. And hello, Paz. Paz will be invited to this stream. He doesn't know this yet, but he will be. Paz, we're doing another live thing at mine at some point, right, love? Before Christmas, hopefully. Before I go off on a mission with Callum and get myself killed, which he seems to want to go to Israel and where's the other place they're firing shit from? Anyway, all of these places. So this might not be the best idea, but fuck it. You got to do what you got to do, right? And it seems that his channel has had a massive, he's gone from, I think about either 9,000 or 15,000 views, subscribers to, I think about 140,000. So look, here's the thing. If this works to build your channel up and you can get out to more people, do a documentary, make them laugh. And after you've got them on board, then tell them about what you're seeing and what you know. Seems like a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. Right, that's it. Paz is on board. So high tech, so professional. You come in? Yeah, good. That's how it works. And then we'll get Paz working the phone lines, because he did really well the last time, didn't you, love? What do you want? Seemed to work really well. Paz just put a good video ref the Barbaric events yesterday. Right. So if you haven't seen it, after this, you must go to Paz's channel, watch the video, because I'm fucking sure he's more up to speed on all of this than I am. Paz is lucky that he doesn't have to work as much as me, because he had common sense. He's done things and he's put things in place so he can work less hours. You bastard. And he's still the biggest fucker that has ever stood in my doorway, by the way. And Paz will tell you what I said to him. The first time he came to the door, I opened the door and went, "Fuck me, you're big." That was the first thing I ever said to him. I was nailed, but there you go. And then he came in. And then the rest is pretty much history. Yes, Paz, we have spent some more money, you see, so we will get the technology somewhat better. And I may even, on the night, get somebody sat here, apart from yourself, because you could do the call-ins. We'll get somebody sat here actually knows what they're doing, so I can actually put full everything into the chat there. It seems like a good idea to me. What do you think, people? One, if you think it's a good idea, or two, if you want me running technology badly over here. Whatever. So yeah, the footage is, I did digress a touch there, didn't I? The footage is of some woman all smashed up on the back of a fucking truck. And apparently there have been people who are on board with that in London celebrating, like the army of wankers that has come into all of our hotels up and down the country that are there poised to do whatever it is they've been brought in here to do. I'll leave the rest to your imagination, because let's not get ourselves banned just yet. When he says big, he doesn't mean fat. No. I don't want to beat him anyway. No, he's not fat. He's just fucking took up the door and he's taller than me. I didn't think that. No, right, Paz. I was minuscule up against our Paz. And for some reason on the videos, I thought he was slightly shorter, but he's not. He's about there on me, I think. There you go. So P49. I'm assuming that means Paz 49. I remember P45. Didn't have many of those in my life, luckily. So Shall we? Right, that's uploaded there. I'm actually kind of dreading what the comments are going to be on that one, but fuck it. You've just got to do these things. Let's have a look at the news and see what they're saying. British citizen Jake Marlow missing after Hamas attack. Oh dear. I don't even know who Jake Marlow is. Is he famous or what? Let's see. British citizen Jake Marlow missing after Hamas attack on music festival in Israel, says embassy. 26-year-old was working as part of a security team in the festival in southern Israel when Hamas militants attacked from nearby Gaza County, according to his mother. Yes, he kind of looks like he came from that country. Apparently, what they're doing is they've got a lot of their stuff underground. This is Hamas. And what they've done is abducted people of like men, women, military, non-military, whatever. And they've put them underground so that if Israel attacks where they think these weapons are being stored, they'll kill their own. That's the theory. So whatever. So it says the guy's missing. Jake Marlow, 26, has not been heard of since Saturday morning. The embassy said, thinking about it, I think my mate has just gone over there to do sound checks, and he's the one that, you know, when people have got their earphones in and they're on stage, he's the one that's monitoring what they get to hear. And sometimes there's a monitor, I believe you call it, a speaker in front of you. So he's there monitoring what everybody's getting to hear so that they can all hear the rest of the band. And I think he's over there at the moment, so may have to contact to make sure he's all right. Anyway, added that he's missing near Gaza, the attack on the festival in southern Israel. Does anybody know why? It's 50 years, isn't it, from the Yom Kippur war? Not that I know a great deal about that. I would say that while I'm no great fan of Israel, it must be a bit of a nightmare being ring-fenced by Islam. Just saying. There it is. I suppose. Well, I don't actually get it either, right? I mean, I'm a bit stupid here. Let me have a sip and we'll get into this. Probably get binned. I thought, according to, is it the Torah, their book? I think it's the Torah, that they must walk the earth without a homeland for some reason. I don't know exactly the reasons for this, but until the day and then whatever. So after the Second World War, when we gave them their homeland, that kind of went against the rules, didn't it? Just saying. I mean, I'm asking here really, actually, more than just saying. I don't get it. Well, there it is. And I didn't realize just how many variations of Jewish people there are. And it seems that some Jewish people don't like the other Jewish people, and who knew, right? I didn't. Said this before because I was always led to believe that the Jewish people are solid. They all stuck together because they had to, because of the past and reasons and stuff like that. So, but it turns out that some of the globalists don't fucking like them, which I find amazing, actually, because the one thing that the globalists always say is that, you know, the certain globalists, who they are, where they come from, and if you criticize them, you're anti-Semitic, right? And yet they can victimize Jewish people, and I just simply don't fucking get it. So there it is. Right, let's have a quick look through the feed because, well, basically the guy's gone fucking missing. What else is there to say about it, really? Let's get that and fuck it off. Do you know, I had somebody, I get this a bit, people complain about my swearing, right? And saying that I would get out a lot further and do a lot better if I didn't swear. And yet people say that when I stop swearing, that they'd rather I swear. Do you think that I should stop swearing? If you think I should, fuck off. No, just kidding. Put one in the comments, right? If you think I should carry on as I am and fuck them all, put 2. No, hang on, stop. Work that outside. Right, if you think I should carry on swearing and fuck them all, put 1 in the comments. If you think I should moderate my language to get out to a bigger audience, put 2. Josh, 0 and 2. Can we make a mind up here, dear? 1, carry on. 22, control yourself. That's your name, control yourself. Pete Bowles, 2. Josh, 1. Hell yeah. It's a mix. It is. Some people would rather I didn't swear, but, well, there it is. What else we got? Israel-Hamas war live. Hundreds of terrorists killed, says Israel. Israel's now declared war, by the way. Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever his fucking name is, has said it's a war. And I think they've warned people via text who are Jewish, who are in the places that they're thinking about launching an attack to get the fuck out, basically, which was nice, really, rather than just launch an attack on their own. Sid says, stop swearing. No comments, 666. Excellent. Well put. Brilliant. Thanks for your input. Your fucking truck driver. It's how we speak. Don't care. Yes, it is kind of. On site, there are people who literally could pass for Tourette's on some of the sites we work at. There was this guy I used to work with, Jeff. He wouldn't swear around his missus, but around everybody else, he was literally potty mouth. And he was so brummy, and so we nicknamed him Jeff a fucking Rye because he was so brummy and so sweary. And everything, it wasn't just a fuck, it was a fucking fuck. Whatever. Right, what else we got? Labour plot power grab through Scotland office. Right, Keir Starmer. Can you imagine if Labour do get in, by the way? I mean, how this would attack, no, it's probably the right word, actually. The National, except, there you go. Labour power plot grab through Scotland office if Keir Starmer wins. Because I think Labour have just done really well up in Scotland, because obviously the Scottish National Party, it's incidental that we're not allowed to have a British National Party because that's racist, but Scotland can because that's heritage, right? Who makes these fucking rules? Seriously? What a prick. Anyway, so apparently the Scottish National Party haven't been doing too well. In fact, fucking shit. So Labour have made a massive win there, which is, it's kind of like this. If anybody thinks there's a difference between Labour and Conservative, right, you're mad. They are basically, it would be like theatre. Both play their part, none of which serve you, and none actually listen to you. Well, occasionally they'll pretend they do, give it a bit of lip service, and then shit all over you anyway, right? However, they both serve the same paymasters. You can work that out. So it's an orchestrated play where we believe that we have an illusion of democracy. Now, I think Paz has probably talked about this. Paz, if you're still there. And at some point, maybe we should, or I should sober up and talk about this quite seriously and get some people who actually know what they're on about. Maybe I could get in David Curtin because he understands this a lot more than I do, but it is a play. And we're given the illusion of choice. But the thing is this, if voting made a difference, we wouldn't be allowed, right? And I don't know if you've ever noticed that it doesn't matter which side get in, we still suffer. And each side say, before they get in, here is what we're going to do. You think, oh, that's nice. And then when they get in, they don't do any of it. And nobody holds them to account. If we brought out a policy where if I vote for you and I vote for you on these key points because you said you're going to do this, if you don't do it, we should deduct you financially. And also, other people shouldn't be able to sway them with finances. There should be a lot more scrutiny on these people. So you actually do the job because you love your country and you're not a narcissistic, sociopathic git that's out for as much money as they can get. But there we are. So anyway, let's get back to this drivel. The SNP have accused Labour of a Tory-style power grab over plans to transform the Scotland office, which includes a pledge to deliver strategic funding to communities. Doesn't sound too bad in itself. I mean, whether that'll actually come true or happen. I mean, if it doesn't, what it'll probably blame is the people who were in there before for draining the purse and therefore there being no money. Or you could blame it on the Tories, blame it on the English. Just blame it on whoever you like, really. It seems to be the way. As the Labour conference gets underway in Liverpool today, Scottish Party MP Ian Murray has unveiled proposals to boost the UK government department north of the border if Keir Starmer wins the keys to Downing Street at the next election. I think he will, by the way. This is worrying, but it's either a slow, drawn-out suicide through Conservatives or a sped-up murder through Labour. And I've got to be honest, Bass said this. He said, I'm an accelerationist, and I am too. If we take things slowly, people get used to stuff quickly. The human being can get used to all sorts of things. Ask anybody who's been in prison. You get used to it quickly, right? If people get used to stuff because it's happening slow enough, then they can get away with anything they like, right? I mean, put it this way. If you took somebody from the 80s and plonked them in today, right, they would think they were in hell, right? However, the progress that they've made, or should I say the decline that they've made since the 80s has been a slow, miserable experience. But because it was slow, people have got used to it. The plans include being active and visible in Scottish communities with a promise to deliver strategic funding. Murray, who is Labour's shadow Scottish secretary, said the Scotland office would also promote Brand Scotland. It's been interesting. Internationally and work constructively with the Scottish government, accusing the Tory government of only getting involved in Scottish political life when it wants a fight. It's probably true. The intervention follows a win by the Labour in the Rough, I can't even pronounce it, in Hamilton West by-election, with Murray saying it proves Scotland can lead the way in delivering a Labour government across the UK. Do you realise that Labour was set up by a few Jewish lads way back in the day? And the idea being is it was for the working man. And you would usually attach trade unions and other things to Labour. You'd also, some part of Labour is quite socialist, some of it's communist. I didn't realise that the Conservative Party was 3 different parties within a party, but when you look into it more, that's generally the case. I find it interesting that Anne-Marie Waters was part of the communist wing of Labour. And then she went over to UKIP and then set up her own thing. How can you go from something so left-wing to something right-wing like she did? And this is another thing. I think a lot of MPs don't actually believe the shit they're saying. They just want to see. They just want to get in there. And which is why you can see sometimes, it doesn't happen very often, but you'll see somebody walk from one side of the house to the other and join, just like that. We've seen it before, and you were like, if you truly believed in your core values, you couldn't do that. But if they actually truly believed in what they were saying, they would try and deliver it, or they would give you an account for why they didn't. If somebody says, I like Anne-Marie, fine. I don't think, she makes good speeches. She's good on stage. However, her videos are a little bit slow. What do we got here? Man in critical condition, 3 arrested following a crash. Adam Bolton, Starmer cannot afford to be boring. That could be worth a look. Adam Bolton, Starmer cannot afford to be boring. And Starmer is just that. He's an interesting guy because didn't he lose the details to the Savile and then basically make sure that Savile didn't get a prosecution against him when he was something to do with the legal part, which makes him a dodgy, sick, nefarious character in himself. And as a socialist, I find it quite ironic that he's a multimillionaire. I don't get how you could be a socialist, which means we're all got the same, we all do the same, we all, rub along together in the same way, and there isn't the incredibly rich and the incredibly wealthy, and that, say for instance, you work for a company, then you all have a share in that company, as far as I can understand it. But either way, these rich fucking idiots that come out and say I'm a socialist, you're like, no, you're a champagne socialist, you're a twat, you're making yourself look fucking stupid, and it's only the brain dead fucking cannon fodder that believe in you. I was thinking about getting a t-shirt that says brain dead over jabbed sheep or sheeple or something like that. Mind you, that might get me in trouble the next time I walk into the services. So anyway, what's it say? Labour has, Adam Bolton, Starmer cannot afford to be boring. Labour has to show it's shifted into top gear towards election win. Despite the excitement after Labour's by-election win in Scotland, it is not a done deal yet. At the party conference in Liverpool, Sir Keir Starmer will need to go beyond, if not them, why us, during his speech, writes Adam Bolton. Adam Bolton, isn't that fucking fat prick that sits in Sky and just looks down at every prick? Oh, I don't like him at all. We did have a Labour government for quite a while I was alive, and I did vote for the idiot as well. So I am actually guilty of that. Incidentally, is anybody going to call in? Did you want to speak about something that you thought was important to you? Just goes on, by the way, incidentally, this about the excellent victory and rah-de-rah-de-rah. Look at them. Oh, we got a call. Hello.
Morning.
Oh, love. How are?
Rough as fuck.
Have you finished blacking up the bottom of your boat?
Yeah, did 3 coats yesterday because it didn't rain.
How much did you end up wearing?
All of it.
Excellent, well done. Yes. For any of you who don't understand, if you have a narrow boat, periodically you have to pull it out the water, clean off all the shit on the fucking hull, and repaint it. So that's what he's been doing after it was welded. Yeah.
not to mention, I'm now classed as a black person.
Isn't that called cultural appropriation, you bigot? So, were you watching last night?
I caught the end of it because I have a really bad situation at the moment. The pub at the top of the yard has reopened, and I feel it's
fatal.
Yeah, my duty to use it or we lose it.
Well, it's one of those things that you must support local business.
Yeah. Oh, I was supporting the shit out of it yesterday.
As it goes, they're now going to open up 3 new branches elsewhere because they did so well out of him.
Yeah. Fuck. Actually, they opened up last week, and the clientele was like, well, it's last night the pub was full, so happy days.
Our pub's busy. And
yeah, it's nice to see a pub doing well.
I have to say that there are a lot of left wing in the pub, right? And there's a lot of liberals as well. And they all know what I do. But it's funny how they actually come and talk to me when nobody's watching. And they agree with a lot of what I'm saying. And it seems that just lately it's getting worse and everybody's going to wake up, aren't they?
Yeah. Somebody keeps leaving the Light newspaper around the pub. I have no idea who it is.
Leaves a what newspaper?
The Light. You ever seen the Light on the?
I've seen the Light a few times, but I was on drugs, if I'm honest.
Yeah. No, it's an actual newspaper that a lot of these stand in the park lot distribute. It's actually got some really good articles in it and stuff, and actual truths. So somebody keeps leaving it on pub tables, so people might just flick through it and wake up a little bit.
Didn't Patriotic Alternative have some sort of meeting lately? I've seen some pictures come out. So,
was it Manchester bound that way?
Not sure. Who here thinks I should go along to one of their events just to see how it goes and what's going on? You know, just
right. Get your face out there.
Well, I'm independent, as you know, but be interested to see what they're up to, what they're doing. I don't know. Plants and seeds. What?
The reason I rang in.
Yes.
I have a friend who's also a YouTuber called Reggie Photo. He's like an auditor,
right, type
person, just mooching along in streets, does like a bit like Charlie Beach does.
I don't know who that is, but you'll have to, yeah. So what were you?
He mooched into Manchester. Well, actually, he had a bit of a kick-off with police in Preston that were harassing somebody, and he's clued up with all the rights and what you can and can't do and stuff like that. So these coppers really took a dislike to him because he was actually giving the lad that they were gripping facts about what they were allowed and what they weren't allowed to do. Chief Constable had a go at him. Now, he was on his way to Manchester, so he got on the train. When he got off in Piccadilly, he got lifted, cuffed, and patted down. All for journalism. So
if you expose the system or you go against it, you know what it's like. I mean, I never forget the first time I showed up at Speaker's Corner and the copper, they went, "All right, Si?" I'm like, "Fuck, do you know? How do you know me?" He goes, "Reverend Simon Sideways." And I was like, that was odd. And it was like when the police came to my house. Well, we've been watching your van to see if you were in. Well, then that doesn't work because I used my other vehicle. So the van's been parked there and you've been knocking my door. Twat. Whatever. But they know us. They know people out there. So if you're a YouTuber and you've got like 4,000 subscribers, they know you. All right. You don't have to be any bigger than that. They know you. And if you're talking about the thing, then they know. They probably know you actually because you always ring in here. So you're sort of tarred by association.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the radar.
Yeah, it's that far right boat that terrorizes the waters.
It's the swastikas on the side that give it away.
Yeah, a little bit like, yeah. What's the name of that thing that they used to have on the wings of the Messerschmitts as they dived that used to make that screaming noise? Yeah, you got that. So as you're going down the cut, it's like, which is nice because at least the pub know you're coming.
Make it work. Yeah, it's a bit more wind pressure than going down the cut to make that thing work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they dive at like 400 miles an hour, and you're putting along at 3. Yeah, it would just make. Anyway, who is Charlie Veitch or whatever? Because somebody.
Charlie Veitch, he's actually got a big YouTube channel, and he goes all over the country, just mooching around, but also filling people in with the rights when they're being.
I was going to say, when you say filling people in, that means something completely different to me. By the way, just saying.
No. Just when standing up for people that aren't as clued up as he is.
Okay, there's some people here that are commenting in the comments, and do you know the one thing I don't like about YouTube, by the way, is that you will have some great comment section, and when it goes to video, like they upload it, you don't get all the comments. It's bollocks.
But yeah, he's got. I think he lives in Worsley or somewhere like that. But because a lot of the time he's in Manchester city centre, and just generally watching, just people watching. And showing off all the crackies and stuff like that.
You're a truck driver, so you'll know what I mean. When you go into a motorway services, there is a plethora of the weirdest cunts in the world, isn't there? Like zombies, the Walking Dead. I did a video about it, but I didn't upload it because I just thought it was too critical. But they're fucking weird, aren't they? And their left foot doesn't know what the right foot's doing. They're stumbling around the place, and Harold and Hilda, and he's following them like this, right? They're not that fucking old.
Is it me or just everybody staring at the fucking phone when they're walking down the road?
Yeah, have you seen it? I've seen people walk into a lamppost. It's not just once or twice. And the worst of it is they walk straight out across the road in front of you. I'm only 32 tons. I'll stop just like that.
Yeah, the other day.
Fucking mental.
Luckily, I was empty. Because if it wasn't empty, he wouldn't be around anymore.
I find that my truck, if I'm empty, just locks up. If I'm fully loaded, plows on. If I had like a quarter of a load, it'd stop great. Mind you, the load would fly forward, go over the bulkhead, straight over the cab, and it would look fucking awful. It's still covered. He was painting his truck this week when I got back. So my truck is still literally farmyard high in shit, and it fucking stinks. It fucking reeks. Alan, you're here.
I'm supposed to be back in tomorrow, and I'm really fucking not looking forward to it. Can't be arsed.
What, screaming out a headache? You need to get into that local pub of yours and have a roast dinner today. That make you right.
I think one of my friends is coming down with their daughter and doing some art in there because he's got all these chalkboards.
Right.
To put up his menu and stuff like that on, and the bar prices, but he's like me. He's got not a drop of artistic content in his body. So he was asking me if he knew somebody who could do art. So I've enlisted a young person to do it.
Yeah,
so I think she'll be down at dinner time.
The most artistic I've ever got was in the toilet. But there we are. So yeah. That's great. Yeah. Moving on. So
speaking of which, that's on my list of chores today as well.
What?
Which is a grim deal.
Get that dealt with. Yeah. That's part of the joys of living on a boat, isn't it? Getting that tank sucked out occasionally, which is not so nice. Yeah. But it's a need, really.
It's not even a tank; it's a cassette toilet. So
that's not so clean. That's one thing. I've got a cassette toilet in the van. I've banned anybody from going to do that. You can have a piss, but that's it. There's no. Otherwise, get the fuck out. With Dad, who is now away. Alan, a lot of people said that I should call you Dad because literally you're always telling me off. So, yeah, maybe I'll just change Alan's name to Dad. Whenever I think about doing something stupid, he's like, no, don't do that. Incidentally,
I need somebody on my shoulder doing that.
You what?
I need somebody on my shoulder doing that.
Well, I was going to say,
that's a stupid idea. Why would you think that?
You think of doing what? Yes, that's absolutely cracking. I'll get the bail money. So I should actually get a link to the White Activist channel, which we do have conversations in. How the fuck?
I haven't figured that one out yet. How the hell did you have conversations in there? I can see the forum, but I can't.
You have to be made a mod. Hang on, it's got to leave this group. No, I don't want to leave the group. I want to fucking Alan. Can you put a link into the general chat there, dear Art? And then I'll take that link and repost it so it goes on all of the platforms because we're going out of 4 at the moment. I think it's whatever 5. I don't know. But yeah, what it is, I'll screen share so that you can see what I see, and this is why I've got to make a load of people moderators on their Windows. That's what we want. That thing there. So if you see this thing here, can you see up there? It's
Hold on, I'm 5 seconds behind.
yeah.
Right, yeah, it's come up now.
So if I was to do that, now I've opened up basically a conversation which I shall leave, and that might have that one right. So now I've opened up a conversation. So I did open up a conversation, and then it fucked off. I don't know what's going on there. Has Alan gone and stopped it? Alan tells me off and stops doing things and whatever. But basically, if you're a moderator on there, which I will make, unfortunately, a lot of people moderators because the people I know that is, so that you can start conversations. Discord, anybody could start a conversation, but you just can't do it the same now. But yeah, a link for Telegram, Al, please, if you could. Alan, Dad. Yes, that's got a ring to it, hasn't it? Alan, yeah. Dad. There you go. Change your name. But there it is. So any other news topics apart from Israel? Because obviously that one's not going so well at the moment for them, is it?
Well, I was listening to Canadian Prepper before. There's something big going down. They're running bombers up and down the border over Finland and stuff like that. Is nobody thinking that this is just a really fucking stupid fucking idea?
Well, I heard people in the pub who were just
white up and fuck off.
You know, the people that watch the BBC, the Putin's, the Beelzebub.
Yeah.
And they're all going, oh, well, it could end up in nuclear war. Don't be fucking stupid, lad. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you think. None of these leaders will ever push the button because they've got to have their families live in the same place that will end up being laid waste. Nobody wants to live under the effects of a nuclear attack or after, when basically the ground you won't be able to use for I don't know how many years, a long time. So yeah. Sorry,
I think that level of nutty that they're not even fucking.
Right.
They're talking nuclear war like it's a survivable.
Right. Let me put your mind at rest. There is a reason about this, right? Both sides do talk to each other. That's why they show up at these things and they all get on board with the medical intervention on even when we know, well, I ain't going to say anymore, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
They're all on the same page, right? They have back channels. They speak to each other. Now think about the money that each country will make from renewing all of its defenses systems. We're talking billions over here, trillions in the UK, in the US, right? So during the Cold War, the spending on defense was just through the roof. If you remember, before Kennedy got in, I think they were spending about 10 billion a year or something stupid like that. He wanted to end the Vietnam War. Anyway, long story short, he got shot. The guy after started it off, right? And during that war, the military-industrial complex spent trillions of the taxpayers' money. Now, the people who own the businesses that supply the war machine are also in power, and if not, they're the ones that also lobby the ones in power. But the long story is, all the time they're ramping up and putting everybody like the dumb useless feeders, like we're called by Henry Kissinger. While they're doing that and scaring the living fuck out of us, then we don't have a problem with them putting up our taxes and raping us for shitloads more money so that they can build more, I don't know, Trident, for instance, or whatever. And we'll go along with it because we want to be safe. So I don't know if you remember seeing the Green and Common, like when we had the Americans here that using our place as a fucking aircraft carrier. And we had...
They were Newbury, weren't they?
Yeah, do you remember the fish that was outside it? Well, it smelled like fish anyway.
There were some lovely people there.
Weren't they just?
Used to drive past.
Right, Rev and Caller's understanding of nuclear weapons is embarrassing. Well, you could always call in yourself and educate us, but here's the thing. We will never push the button. They will never push the button, but we'll always talk about it. And it makes money. I guess you haven't heard No Nukes conspiracy theory. No, I haven't. So well, no, somebody's just said here. I heard you. I've not heard of.
I'll drop out.
Yes.
I'll drop out and let them call in.
Well, I don't think they're going to. I think that it's one of those that they'll just put something out there and leave it at that. But yeah, they will never, no side, unless they're a death cult, right? And that give you some idea, will push the button because they've got to live after this, and nobody wants to do that. I mean, here's the key thing, unless the computer goes mental and thinks it's been attacked and then tries to launch, which happened in 1984. And the guy who was then supposed to retaliate with everything that they had in Russia went, no, I think we'll hold back a while. Anyway, it turned out it was a computer glitch and the Americans weren't going to launch. He got reprimanded for not following protocol, although he saved the world.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yes.
That's just the fucking world we live in. On another note, Trump getting into the Speaker of the House.
I didn't know. Tell me more. Seriously, for a guy who's supposed to do news, that'd be me, I haven't seen any lately, so I haven't got a fucking clue. This is Educate Simon Day.
Right, Kevin McCarthy has been sacked as Speaker of the House by the Republican Party, and it was like he was giving too much money to the Ukraine. So, and then what they came out with was, well, Donald Trump could do the Speaker of the House. Now, is this a payoff to Trump to actually stop him running again for the 2024?
I don't know.
And
what's it say here? The Guardian. Oh, well, I won't be able to read that because I'm not paying. £3 a month to be lied to. No thanks. Republican Party is at last paying the price for, I can't pronounce that, FAUSTIAN pact with Trump. Is that fascism? Fascism? Fuck knows. This is the problem of being dyslexic and going live. Anyway, the ousting by extremists of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is a sign of the GOP's willingness to test the limits of US democracy. Here we go. So what happened? They've binned off one of the biggest fucking wankers going, right? And now if somebody else comes in and might speak the truth, it's fascism. What does it say? Yeah. More than 11 years ago, before Donald Trump emerged from the who's of the far right now. Yeah, I knew where this was going. Of the far right fever swamp. Who wrote this? Oh, it's got to be extreme lefty. Before the aborted January 6th insurrection and before the latest spasm of Republican extremism, failed House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. I love when you can hear these cunts literally going mental, aren't they? Two renowned political scientists, Thomas Mann and Norman Ornstein, put their fingers on the essence of increasingly dysfunctional US politics. I probably should wear glasses. The Republican Party, Mann and Ornstein, argued that the grand old party had become an insurgent outlier, that the ideology, extreme, scornful, and compromise and dismissive of the legacy or legitimacy, I should say, of its political opposition. That was a mouthful.
This report isn't just one-sided.
No. It's about as equilibrium as we can possibly get. 11 years later, the effant terrible of American politics has somehow got unimaginably worse. The GOP today is less a political party and more an what's that? No, I can't even massive cultural grievances, conspiracy theorists, and lowest common denominator political slogans. Trump, for all his toxicity, is a symptom of the GOP's decades-long descent into madness. Legislating is not seen as a tool for the bettering the plight of the American people, but rather an opportunity to troll Democrats and play to the perceived slights of a party rank and file support. I don't think they like the way it's going. I could be wrong.
Well, the Democrats will shit themselves with Trump in power. That then leaves Vivek Ramaswamy to run for president, and he'll get it. He'll get it over Ron DeSantis.
Sorry, I've got somebody, John Smith. Rev's methodology is make a conclusion based on your feelings, then desperately try and find any reason to back it up. John, I'm in your head, sweet pea, aren't I? And the worst of it is, you're watching me right now. Hating, obviously, but still watching. It's like picking the scab when you should be leaving it. You know what I mean? You just, I'm touching you somewhere, aren't I? And I'm also in the back of your head. And the worst of it is, when I stop this and fuck off down the pub, I'll still be in your head, won't I? Hey, you enjoy yourself. I'm glad you're here, Sweet Pea. All right.
Hey, a viewer is a viewer.
I've got a real big appreciator there. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. Anyway, where were we? Apart from
the writer of this article, pink hair, nose ring.
Gotta be, hasn't it? Vegan all day long. Yeah. I went into it was a bit of a fail, right? I drove the tipper into my village, which shouldn't do. Stopped at the bakery. It was a Friday. I thought, fuck it. And I've gone, and there's this young, slight, miserable thing behind the counter, right? Probably could have been happy 20 years ago. Well, it wouldn't have been born, but you get the idea. Like, if it was born 20 years before, it would have probably been quite happy. Anyway,
without clothes.
I went, these pasties, are they still warm? She went, yeah. I went, which one would you have? She went, I'm not, I wouldn't. I'm a vegetarian. I went, fucks it and done it. All right. Just pointed and went, I'll have that. Whatever.
Oh dear. So you know it's going to go downhill after I'm a vegetarian starts.
It's never going to go well, is it?
No.
Right, hang on. Al can't get the link
it's like
to
the old adage. How do you know somebody's a vegan? Because they'll fucking tell you.
Every fucking time. I mean, it's like a gay person. I'm gay.
Yeah.
Do you know, if I went up to somebody and said, hi, I'm Simon, I fuck women's pussies, right? They'd be like, how disgusting. But some cunt comes up and tells me that he's into gay sex, and that's what he is, that I'm expected to take. And if I don't go along with it, I'm a bigot. Yeah. The fact that I was best man at a gay wedding is irrelevant. There's two types of gays. There's gays that just get on with life and all the rest of it. And to not put it badly, don't ram it down your throat. And there's the ones that their entire ethos is I'm gay and I'm going to be in your face and I'm looking for you to show any signs of horror. And at which point I'm going to call you names. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. I just looking for somebody to have a go at. It's like, this is all that I am. It's like a gay person could be a solicitor. And when he walks into a room, he'll say he's a solicitor, not a gay person. It's just nobody needs to fucking know.
Yeah, if I was gay, I wouldn't go, hi, I'm Alan. I'm Stoke-on-Trent. I'm not Alan anyway. And I'm also not Stoke-on-Trent. But you get the idea. Right, let's see if I can find a fucking... I'm not doing too well here. This is absolutely pitiful. Rev, pitiful. There you go. Found the link. Copy. Let's share to the main chat. Oh, dear God. Why is it... Today, I'm really struggling with technology. I've been absolutely defeated at all angles. Right, Alan. Yeah, let me see if I can now do it from here.
Run out of wine.
You what?
How can I run out of wine at 11:46 in the morning?
You started drinking at 8?
No, I didn't actually. I went out, went to McDonald's, got a brekkie.
Yeah.
Felt rough as fuck. Sorted out the artist for the pub.
Yes.
And then went up and chilled in it because we got a little table set up right by the canal, and it's where we put the world to rights.
I've made friends with literally almost a commie, right? He's a lovely guy. He's like, he grew up in a really far left family, and he's fairly naive. But I've got my claws into him.
Oh dear!
And he's going to come round for a party when he does. I said, don't worry. There's not pictures of swastikas all over the place. You will be safe. You don't need to get a uniform from Ben Sherman, is it? Is that the one that did it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have a look.
No, was it not Gucci?
I don't know. Rev likes Bristol cities, not Stoke-on-Trent. You're fucking right, Shy Ted. I do like the Bristol cities. What? No, he's not. Right, Victoria, what are we saying? No, he's not to. I'm just looking in the comments now. Hugo Boss. There you go. Trust that to come from my dad. Yeah, Alan.
Thank you for that.
Fascist. Anyway, I do like. Are you sure, Tony? He might be bi. Meat and 2 veg. If I was gay, you be safe. All right, there you are. Hugo Boss manufactured it. They didn't design it. Who designed it? Let me guess. Was that Speer? He designed everything else. So he was an architect, wasn't he? Because Hitler wanted to be an architect and he was a bit of a fair one. So what time are you going to the pub? Because it is now actually nearly opening time.
Soon. Soon, but I have chores to do before I go to the pub. So
we have people joining. By the way, please join my Telegram. Because if I got binned off here, I start putting videos out there.
Also,
simple as that.
While you're on Telegram, look up RT, because that's the only way you'll get to see it.
RT. They're still on there, are they?
Yeah.
Now, I remember my left-wing mate telling me that you should watch Russia Today because they're legit. I wonder how he feels about that now. And he was left-wing. He was the one that phoned the report. Well, we fell out, basically, because I was a far-right fascist, because I was doing things with Tommy Robinson at the time.
There's a guy on Telegram called Earl Grey. He used to be on YouTube before getting binned.
Yes.
And if you actually want a balanced view of what's going on, he used to live in St. Petersburg. I think he moved to Moscow. And his ex squaddy, he married this Russian bird, and he's living out there. And believe me, he more or less lives in the fucking lap of luxury out there, because everything's so fucking cheap. When they were going, there's going to be no food in the supermarkets in Russia, he's going round.
By the way, I've been sent something to play, and I don't know what it is. It's a bit of a risk, right? Bear with.
Not like last week, please.
How did that go? I can't remember.
We had to crash it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Hang on, what's going on here? Why won't that play?
The fucking tablet. Fuck's sake. I literally told you, didn't I? Fuck's sake.
Thank you.
No, I'm sick of it. No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. Just shut your fucking mouth.
So that was Keir Starmer talking to one of his underlings and treating them like a complete piece of shit. Apparently something won't go right. So he was talking to him like an utter cunt. Cheers to me friend for saying that.
Go viral.
Well, it's definitely
that just fucking out there. Just do it.
Well, I've reposted it now. I am on Twitter. I don't use it a lot. Do you know what? I'd love to have somebody here not 24 hours a day, like every day, going through all of my platforms and putting shit out and then doing the editing. If I could.
Do you want me to have a word down massage parlour? Because I can rent you one of these Thai girls. Well, and they're clean.
Do you know what? I woke up stupid o'clock yesterday morning, started cleaning, and I got an ingrown toe. Ingrown toenail, right? It's fucking painful. I booted the cunt. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like,
there's no greater pain.
Fuck me. I was absolutely beside myself, bleeding, and I'm like, oh, fuck that. So I'm going to get that sorted. I've had it for years. And all I do is I just get a pair of cutters and some mole grips or pliers, and then you just rip it out. Yeah.
Somebody moved the fucking ladders last night. So as I'm climbing down the ladder this morning, I got my hands stuck because the ladder jammed against the fucking bolt. And I couldn't I still kept going down and thinking, at some point it'll let go. And that's how messed up my head was this morning. Instead of just going back up a run and taking my hand out the fucking ladder, I'm there hanging by my hand going, oh my God, this well. I needed coffee.
Well, that's kind. Lost Souls has offered to do the editing. She hasn't actually. She just said, I love doing editing. So, yeah. So somebody thought it'd be funny to move your ladder and you fucked up. So, yeah. Is there anything else?
I didn't even figure out walking back up the ladder might actually get my hand out the fucking jam, but that's how messed up I was this morning. I was not a normal human being. Well,
mind you, if you drunk as much as I expect you probably did the night before, you were still fucked. I know.
The thing is, I drink wine. So I went in there yesterday because in my overalls because I was blacking.
Yes.
Just for a quick time. And she's like, I've got a bottle of wine in the fridge for you. You started it last night and just left it.
Hell, love. I can't drink wine. It knocks me for 6.
Well, I'm actually getting back onto beer because I used to drink beer and I could have one beer and that would be me done. I'd just blow up.
But you don't. Yeah,
it seems
I
to be-
blow up with it as well. You're not exactly very big though, are you? What are you, 5'8"?
Yeah, something like that.
And what do you weigh? Probably about 12 stone.
Believe me, when I was about 10 years ago, I was double this weight, and I put my leathers on for my bike the other day. Fucking hell, I could have got a fucking group of people in there. So yeah, it's probably about 10 stone, something like that.
Fucking hell.
I mean, I must admit,
I'm 16 and a half.
up and down, well, you get on the tankers because you're up and down the fucking ladder all day. It's like a workout every fucking single day.
Mate, I go to the gym and get fucking dogged stupid in the fucking place. It's awful.
Well, I'm on about moving on from this job because it's 15 hours a day every fucking day and I'm fucked. You know what it's like.
Well, I rang up the bloke about the tractors. I said, what's the average day? He said 15 to 16 hours. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, they're doing a shit shift at from across to the other side of the canal today. 2 farmers with fast tracks and them random big tipper things, just doing a shit shift. And you know the scale. Yeah, so they're up and down. How fast are them fucking fast tracks? They're just rocking up and down.
Some of them can do like 60 mile an hour. Stupid, ridiculous fucking speed.
It's like just kids in fucking these huge fucking. I mean, make my wagon look fucking ickle.
Yeah, I mean, last week he tipped over, his drivers tipped over 2 trailers full of maize at different places. They're back on the road now, slightly bent, but they're all right. But yeah, when you put kids in charge of really heavy machinery and you tell them they got to go like fuck, accidents are going to happen.
Yeah.
I always wondered myself. I mean, what do you reckon one of those bulk trailers weighs when it's loaded?
I reckon he's moving as much as you move.
Yeah, I reckon that as well. And all of that's been done on off-road tires. So when you ask it to stop on tarmac,
you're 20. What can you get in? 20.
18.7 apparently.
Right.
I reckon they're probably a bit more than that because
so you've not got you're on shit shift, so you won't have alloy bodies because you lose quite a bit of weight with them.
Yeah, no, I've got steel beat the fuck body.
Yeah.
Somebody put in here hell drivers. Do you remember that? Patrick McGeown trying to do an Irish accent. That was painful.
On the back, all dented from being pushed.
Yeah, well, luckily mine's not all beaten because I don't get stuck. But winter's coming, so you just don't know it. But yeah, one of them, this bulldozer driver was a fucking literal monster, and he just used to drive straight into him. Didn't slow down and then just touch it. He just bang, and it's fucking full of dents at the back of the thing. But the boss was going fucking mental.
Up like 4 gears.
Yeah.
Fucking hitting the gas.
Eat it flat out like.
Lunatic.
The cunt in the passenger seat or the driver's seat of the fucking truck's like doink, whiplash. Yeah. Fast track drivers are the real drivers. I'm assuming Meat and Two Veg could drive a fast track. I haven't.
We were tipping off a cliff, and I wasn't getting close enough to the cliff for the dozer drivers liking.
You mean the hoop stopped you?
Cab. Yeah, to reverse back. So me Arsene was hanging over the edge, so he didn't have to move it. I'm like, you can fuck off.
Push it with a blade, you tired cunt. I'm not doing it. Yeah,
I have seen too many fucking fuck ups. When you tip it, the fucking ground goes underneath you, and you're on a real fucking interesting ride.
Where I was tipping in this farm, right, there's basically this lake, and we were filling it in as you go. And he said, go out as far as you can. And I was thinking to myself, if I get back any further than this, it's going to give way, and I'm going to be in that fucking lake. So I pushed it as far as I could, but that was it.
That's it. It's like self-fucking...
Anyway, 1 second. I've just got to ask. Lise, will you be ringing in, love? Because if you were, put something in the comments so I know.
I'll do one.
Well, no, because if she ain't, there's no point.
No, I'm saying if she's going to ring in, I'll bugger off. Like I say, I've got chores.
Chores, yes. Let's see if she's going to ring in. 1 second. You ringing in?
I'm back at work tomorrow, so I can't even put...
Wait, you ringing in or what? That's what, when you're professional, you just fucking, you're ringing in. So, yes. All right, Simon. Long time listener, first time caller. Used to work in haulage myself, mate. In the office, but I was all right. I think. Glad I'm out of it. Right. God knows how you guys cope with it nowadays. Yeah,
We
it's sort
don't.
of ongoing torture, isn't it? It's like self-flagellation. Flagellation?
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway,
It's,
you got to be a
it's like,
masochist, don't you?
let's put it this way: I've stopped looking at YouTube at dinner time. I'm on Indeed, just finding something that it starts at about 8, finishes about 5, and pays the bills.
By the way, the dad here has just fucking started, hasn't he? Dad said you're not a real driver unless you can sheet and rope. Fuck off.
I can read. I
He
can
can.
sheet and rope.
Well, you're old
I
enough
don't
that you remember the
used to.
steam sentinels, don't you? Anyway,
Yeah.
no, I can't rope
Anyway,
and sheet, by the way. So I've got an electric sheet. All you do is you press a button and the sheet just goes over it and it just
Yeah.
cheers.
Easy sheet are the best sheets.
I
But no,
picked up Friday, first time I picked up 4 mil to dust. And I've got to be honest, going down the motorway, there's just dust behind just everywhere. You couldn't see shit.
Do they not weigh it down?
No. No, there'll be none of that. So yeah, it was fucking bad. Do you drive an auto, Simon? Yes, but I have driven an
Everybody drives
Eaton,
an
by the
auto
way.
now.
For those who know what an Eaton is, daft and Eaton
Yeah,
wee, by the way. Yeah.
Eaton twin split. Oh, we love them.
Do you know, I got in the post office. I was working for the post office around Christmas and they chucked me in this thing that had 1.5 million clicks on it. They said, if you can pick that from the garage and bring it back. I went, all right. Oh, it's got a fucking one of them wands. Oh, look, it's got one there and a flick it withable. I went for every gear just to say I'd done it. I split every fucking gear just to be a cunt. It took me about 15 minutes to get from one traffic light to the next, and that was only 40 yards. But anyway.
Back in the day, I had a 143 Scania, and I was doing Germany with it. It had fucking Eminoxes on it, and I used to hate that fucking thing. At the end of the day, you've got a fucking head of migraine from listening to that shit.
I'll be honest, right? The auto boxes, as you drive and I drive them, right? They're great because they take all the work out of it, right? And it does take a lot of work out of it, but they're dangerous. You got to pull out and it leaves you there. It doesn't do anything. Right. See, and then you literally left with your cock out in the wind, right? Or you're on site and it's getting really a bit tragic now. It's about that deep in mud, right? And the fucking thing's starting to bog down. All of a sudden it goes, I'll change gear. No! And it just stops. And you're like, fuck, I'll get out of this. So it is bad.
Game over.
Well, diff locks are on, like, and you have to go down to first gear, right? And then you've got to put it all the way around to change quickly, right? Which you've got 3 settings. You've got drive change quickly. And I don't know what the other one is because.
You know what? I got taught by when I was delivering feeding in an 8-wheeler that if you get, when you're going out, we were going up and down switchbacks, and you know what 8-wheelers are like. They don't really like bends. I was told if you lift the body up, the chassis twists, and you can get around bends better, and it actually works. So give it a go.
You're a fucking monster. Monster. I'll tell you what I did. No, actually, the other day, right? So they've got this company called GTI, and they employ anybody, right? They were the ones that were driving down the motorway and left the body up, and it hit the rail, the stanchion, and left the body.
That's how I know that name.
GTI.
I was thinking I've fucking heard of them before, but yeah, them Muppets.
So they've gone on this site where we're tipping at the moment because everything's been raised up 2 meters because of global warming, right? Fucking bollag that is. Anyway, and they got this road, and then it makes a slight turn, and there's like a ditch. I did a wonderful job of putting these big wooden stakes all the way along, right, and sandbagging it and everything. Well, matey boy went thrashing on down there with his diff locks on, went to turn and just went straight, fucked off the side, and ended up resting on these posts that they put in. And if it hadn't have been for those posts, the cunt would have gone right over upside down. And that's GTI. And bless them, they're absolute fucking monsters. Every one of the speedos have been adjusted, so they were going past us as a 60. Some of them more like fucking lunatics. Right, did she message back? Is she going to call? What did she say? No, mum's here now.
Remember the company from Birmingham called Birds?
Yeah.
The company that I work for now took them over.
Do you remember Clark's?
Yeah, I remember Clark's.
Now, why were they famous? Who drove for them?
Oh, Go on, do tell.
Right, I'll give you a clue. Mirror, signal, hammer in the back of the head.
Oh dear.
Peter Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
Because the actual terminology is mirror, signal, bottle of piss.
Yeah.
And if you've ever wondered what those slightly off-coloured bottles full of water are that look a bit yellow or maybe even a touch brown in a lay-by, it's called Scania Scotch or Trucker's Tizer. Basically speaking,
Don't go anywhere near it.
no, don't fucking open it. Oh,
when I used to do Continent and we'd be coming up the A26, which is the longest, boringest fucking road in Europe,
yes.
and we were travelling in convoy, we didn't piss bomb each other. Didn't do that. It would have been wrong and childish to do that kind of thing.
That's where you pull over onto the yard shoulder and just put piss out there, and it's just like flailing in the wind all over the front of his truck. Yeah,
No,
you wouldn't
as
do
they're
that, would you?
overtaking, you slow down, wind your passenger window down. As they're overtaking you, you eject said bottle with the cap.
No, no, you fucking monster! Oh,
Right over the front of the truck.
oh no! Oh, oh. When I lived in the van, I used to have this 5 litre thing, right? That you go for a piss because in the middle of the night it was freezing outside and you're undressed. You're not going to fucking get outside for a piss, so you pissed in this thing, and then you put that thing into a bucket. There was no chance of piss being spelt in the van. But I'll tell you what, after a week of that, and you tip it out, and that smell of ether and everything else, and you're like, fuck me. It's like, oh. And I was drinking quite heavily at that, and on a real big mix of antidepressants on 2 different tablets, right, and fucking other stuff, mate.
You could actually distill it and sell it on.
Fuck that. It was like the worst fucking bodging legged fucking blue stripe fucking brandy you could get. Awful stuff.
Well, I have a 5 litre bottle that stops me overflowing the Portaloo. The Portaloo's for a certain thing in the middle of the night, and the bottle is the bottle.
Well, it's not as if you could park your ass over the side of the boat because you're dry docked at the moment, so you can't do that.
People would be offended.
Apparently so. Yeah, some 10-stone ass hanging over the edge, pinching one. Yeah. Yeah, it's not good, is it?
That's one of the best things about being in the cup, because all you're doing is topping the cup up.
What, pissing over the side?
Yeah, that's why you never swim in the fucking canal.
Not just that.
We had two young lads the other day, and we're all sat there. We have like a pub table at top end of the yard. We're all sat there at the pub table doing Sunday drinking games. These 2 lads stripped off to their underwear, threw themselves in the cut, and I went, what the fuck are you doing? And they were like, oh, it's beautiful, and the water's so clear. I went, you know why boaters don't fucking swim in the cut?
Mate.
And he went, no, why? I went, if you have to ask the question, you really shouldn't be in the water.
Don't get in that water. Everything's gone in there, including fucking like bikes,
well,
trolleys.
Get emptied. Part of it is your grey water from your sink and your shower that goes straight into the cup.
Yeah.
So you're not holding that water on board because you're only holding clean, and some of them have tanks and they get pump outs.
I went swimming in Weston-super-Mare water, and I looked, and I had all these little fucking things moving on me. That was gross.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And what nobody'd mentioned is there was a sewerage outlet between Breen Down and Western Beach on Black Rock, and that used to pump like fuck, and sometimes it'd pump out, the tide had gone out. So us inshore, when you got an onshore breeze, we're like, ugh, Merford's fucking awful. It's fucking stank when the wind blows the wrong way. Incidentally, I'm going to put the link in again for you all to join the Telegram. You have your say. I think that's the one. Fucking hope so. There you go. Join the Telegram so you can. Okay, mate.
I need more wine, so I'll be back in 5 minutes with more wine.
Okay. And, well, if nobody calls in, call back. Right?
Yeah, we'll do.
No worries. I'll catch you shortly.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was I'm Not Having It, which recently seems to be having it quite a bit. Bless him. He used to have an interesting girlfriend, should we say, and she used to get mortally drunk. And then he'd call in, and then she'd be going off in the background. He'd be going, shut the fuck up. And I was like, my God, that's quite manly. So there we go. Right, Charlie Ward. Hi, Simon. Let's go through the comments. Not having it. Told us last night that he likes to shit across the bow. Or was it a shot across the bow? Something like that. Probably right the first one. Just said. Comment. Let's go have a look through the comments and see if there's any dissenting comments. I love them. Always wonder what truck drivers thought of the Swedish twins repeatedly jumping into. That is a trucker's nightmare. Seriously. And what the fuck was the deal with those two? They were absolutely bonkers. And even when one got hit, it was trying to get up and attack everybody. That's fucking absolute lunatic. I think one of the worst things I saw, because people do use their phone, lorry drivers use their phone, right? And there's no excusing it. But I'll tell you what, when you're falling asleep and you're not allowed to stop because your boss won't let you, and that's just the way it is, right? The reality is different to the ID. The idea is, oh, you get tired, pull over, have a rest. You can't. You're not allowed, right? You've got a taco break. This is how it works, right? You get in the morning, you can split your taco break. So Callum's just put out a video. Why would this affect London? So I'll watch that in a minute. Anyway, so basically in the morning, I get in, I fuel up, and then I get to site just before they're ready. I put it on 15 and I have a 15-minute break. That means that I've now split my break. So I can then work on extra, right? Not your driving hours still stay the same, but your working hours now, you've extended them, right? To 9, not 6. And then when lunchtime comes along, which means you've rinsed that as much of your driving hours as you can, you've worked it as close to the limit as you can, you pull over, and now you only have to have a half-hour break, which works two ways. If you want to get the day done as quickly as possible, then that works for you. Okay, it's an extra 15 minutes, you get home quicker, but it's a half-hour break. But if you're absolutely fucked, because I don't know, you've had a busy weekend or whatever it is, then you really probably could have done with 45 minutes kip. But anyway, so during the day, right, when you're tired and you're falling asleep, you will play with your phone. And I don't care what people say about it. You need to put music on, you need to put a documentary on and listen to it or whatever, or chat to people. I've got hands-free in the truck, so talking to people helps me stay awake, because when you're going around in circles, and if you're doing long circles, it gets very monotonous. So it is what it is. And the lorry drivers at 4 o'clock in the morning, they need to be talking to somebody. They need to be on their phone. They need to be doing something, right? Because that's the time. Anything between, I think, about 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock to about 6 o'clock. But 4 o'clock is the worst time. That's when people fall asleep. So if you see the motorways closed because the lorry's fucking rolled over, you're probably sure that it went around about 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the worst time for a human being to be awake, because naturally they want to be asleep, right? And I've had it myself. I've had it where I've done this, all right? And it's called micro sleep, basically. And you've fallen asleep for a microsecond and you scare the living shit out of yourself. Now, lorry drivers, when I was a kid, I couldn't stay awake behind the wheel. If I did an hour's drive, I needed to go to sleep. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, but that was just the way it was. Now I can go 4 hours straight, no problem. I will meddle with the phone, put some music on, have a sing. One of the best things I've found, by the way, if you are a lorry driver, right, and you haven't got anybody else around you, so it really doesn't matter, sing. 2 reasons. A, keeps you entertained. B, with singing, you're drawing more oxygen, which is oxygenating your head, and apparently that works. I sing a lot in the truck because I find it's really good for the spirit. Who cares? I've actually got to the stage, I used to be embarrassed about doing it, so when I got into like crowded areas, I wouldn't be singing because people would notice. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm singing my fucking head off, and if somebody got a problem, we get fucked. And I do like it. And you practice songs, and then, but being a lorry driver is like any other job. You get accustomed to it. You become more fit at it. That's the right thing to say. If you ask anybody who's a new driver to go and drive 4 hours straight, or 4.5 hours straight as it is, or fall asleep, they can't do it. Now we're embarrassed for. Fuck off, Dad. Twat. I'm going to get you here, right, Al? And I'm going to make you fucking sing. Be like, get on and sing, you fucking slut. But anyway, I do find it is really good for the soul to sing, by the way. And if you've not done it, and you have the chance, put your favorite tune on and sing. I swear to God, right? Even if you can't sing for shit, it's good for the soul. It really is. Open up the older pipes and give it some shit. And I've known people that couldn't sing, that practiced and actually got so they could sing. So that's a thought for you. Something to do. If I sing, I poison my brain. Why? What are you fucking singing? One of them. I don't know. Right, what we got here? Need another channel, so songing on the truck. No. I was trying to work that out actually, because you need the phone to play the music, but then you can't record it because it can't do both. So I was thinking that maybe I'd take the call-in phone to work, play the music on that, and record on that. That could work. Rev, advice on how to wake and annoying the neighbors on a Sunday morning. Let me tell you, son. It was 10 o'clock in the morning when I started that singing. I sing from sometimes taking a sentence. Pro truck drivers don't drink, Simon. True masters. I don't drink during the week. Don't know if you know this. And I will stop drinking at a set time today to make sure that when I get to work in the morning, I am totally sober. And incidentally, whether you're interested in knowing this or not, hangovers, as you get older, they get worse, right? Couple of things. If you're not going to get fit, drink some water the night before. That will lessen the blow of the hangover. However, what I've noticed, since I've been going to the gym, these hangovers, off you go. I haven't had one. I wake up feeling okay. And I'm still pissed, probably. Or if I'm not pissed, I know I've had a drink, but that's as much as you get. Literally, I have no idea why. And if somebody knows, they might be able to let us know in the comments. But once you start doing this fitness thing and you're probably carrying it on every week, and I get the heart rate above, it's usually between 120 and 160, which is probably a bit high. And it's like that for 2 hours while I'm training. And I think that by doing that, it has helped. What do we got here? My girl hates it when I turn a sentence into a song. Yeah. My powers are spent half useless. My sentence is alive at the party. Right, Dafter, ignore that. I read your comment wrong. Okay. The only time I get to sing is when I'm in the cells. They seem to love it. Seem to appreciate. Locked up a lot, love. Right, what we got? Yes, Lost Rammstein rock. Yeah, Rammstein. That's nice subtle music, isn't it? What do we got? Sea salt and water stops dehydration. There you go, from a professional. Anything that fucking gets rid of. What's the other thing? Apparently, you have a sugar crash because obviously all the alcohol and the sugar and all the rest of it, you go up, and then when you come down, part of it is a sugar crash, apparently, which is why they say hair of the dog works. I don't know. I just do it anyway. Ale is a laugh, though, but a bad vice when you lose control through general lack or general. Yeah, we've all done it. We've all got fucking pissed and made mistakes. That's part of life, I guess. However, regrets, I've had a few, but then again, see, we can all turn it into a song. Too few to mention. What's your favorite, by the way, what's your favorite genre? Put it in the comments. At the moment, I'm in between the 80s and country, modern country. So I'm liking Luke Combs at the moment. And it seems he's going to be doing music here this month between London and Belfast, Dublin, etc. And I'm giving it some serious thought about going, by the way. I would love, here, you know what I was saying about we should all have a get-together? Can you imagine if we did it in a karaoke bar somewhere? Just fucking all descended on a karaoke bar and just fucking at it. What do you reckon? Would that work? And who cares whether you can fucking sing or not? Just get up there and give it some shit. I mean, if you think that's a good idea, put one in the comments, and then we'd have to find a karaoke bar out in the Midlands because that way everybody could come to it from all different angles. Might be an idea. Rev has a meeting at a karaoke bar. I love Rammstein ever since I first heard. Can't even pronounce that. Fuck knows. Yeah, we're not getting any comments on the karaoke thing. One, there we go. One has said one. We'll have to wait and see if the others come in. They might actually not be up for it. I don't know. And I was thinking, like, the sort of people that be in a karaoke pub don't give a fuck. They're not going to be extremely left-wing. They're going to be people that just don't give a shit. So that might be an idea. Just to think. Right, we have somebody calling in. Hello.
Hello, darling. You want some karaoke? You got some karaoke. You got it coming for me, man. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight, 'cause everything that they sell here is shite. They got some patty, but they're calling it pate. And all the bread's at least a week out of date. Lamb shakes to the left of me, clothes pegs to the right. Here I am, stuck in the little with you.
Excellent, son. Excellent. All right. That reminds me of the Lord's Prayer that we could sing, Our Lager, which are in barrels. I don't know why. Anyway, how is it, dear?
Sorry.
Oh, I liked it.
I'm still a bit ungone, Stuart. A up Stuart B. Yeah, it's Loafer again. You've got Callum's just uploaded something. What's he uploaded?
Callum has just uploaded, why would this affect London? Basically, they're all kicking off in London, aren't they? And the police are all out on the streets because they've got to protect synagogues and also mosques. There you are.
Oh dear. After all diversities, I was stranded. Anyway, some bugger else calling. I'm on some breakfast.
All right, well, you enjoy your breakfast. Cheers for the singing. I liked it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I've got loads of it. It was the Heavily Pregnant Brothers. They're a ukulele parody band from Sheffield.
The Heavily. What was that? What was that band up there that did Chippy Tea? Chippy Tea, Chippy Tea. I want a Chippy Tea. Yeah.
That's the Lancashire lads. I can't remember the name.
Lancashire Hot Pots, isn't it? That was it.
That's the one. The
Fucking
Lancashire
brilliant.
Hot Pots. But Heavily Pregnant Brothers are really fun. They're really good. They're worth checking out. They're a little bit edgy, if you know what I mean.
But I like that. I'd love to go to a pub that was fucking playing them, get up there with you lot and get fucking stuck into the beer. Oh.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, I'm going to have some breakfast. Is it Callum on Twitter? Because I'm not following him yet.
He is on Twitter. Is it Britannia Politica or Callum? I can't remember which one he's under.
He'll probably be linked to somebody else's sub too. Anyway, somebody else can bloody well phone in. Oh, folks, yes, it's me, the idiot from Sheffield.
All right, love. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sweet lips. Bye-bye.
Chaos cunt. Brilliant. Oh, there we go. Right, what we got in the comments? Right, love Callum. Carl is lucky to have him. He is indeed. But I think if Callum's channel keeps going the way it is, he'll have to go out on his own. I mean, it's growing exponentially. So, I don't know. Reverend Simon Sideways, what country song would you like to sing? Well, bit of Luke Combs. Did that earlier. And I've put it out, actually. Well, I was pissed. This is the only reason I did. I've got a Man Up channel, and I put it out in the Man Up channel. And let's go and see what the comments say. I'm going to probably get fucking mauled. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. Right, fuck me. There's quite a few people watching, isn't there? Jesus, mother of Christ. Right. There we go. Right, 3 watching on Man Up, 33 watching on Rev on a Rant. Let's have a little look in studio and see what they said. I'm quite nervous now. How do we? Oh, there's only one comment. Comments 1. Was it good? Was it bad? Damn, I didn't know you could sing. Hello, fridge and microwave.
Hello, mate.
How are you? You all right?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Well, seems that sorry, I just put a song out on YouTube, and it seems they liked it. So
That's good.
yeah. So
Yeah, good thing yesterday. Very, very nice.
What was that on here?
Yeah.
I can't remember fuck all, mate. Serious. I can't
No,
remember
you were
a
a little
damn thing.
I know. I don't know why people just, knowing your time, and if you ever come down to our part of the world, I'd love to meet you. Because you're a really nice guy.
Yeah, we go
And,
get a few pints on board and chat shit. That's basically what I'm up for. Because why not?
I don't blame you really, but it's so you say everything you do is people say. I mean, look at the Israelis. Oh blimey, I don't know how they're going to sort that one out. I wouldn't like to be in their backyard. Oh,
not with them
dearie me,
fucking. Literally, they've got, what was it called, the Iron Dome, which the theory is it'd be able to stop anything coming in, but when you hit it with so much, it won't be able to. That's pretty much my understanding.
Yeah. I mean, so when is it going to be? Well, the world, Britain's broken anyway. But what gets my goat is that was when you're trying to get a job. They want you to go. DWP want people. They want people to go back to work, which I can understand that 100%. But when you go to these security jobs, all the other bits and pieces, and they say, well, you come back for they're gonna get back to you and all that, and they don't. But what really gets my goat is that what do these people want?
The world on
I
a
just
plate.
don't know. Pardon?
These people usually want the world on a plate, and they want it hand delivered.
Yeah.
And they want their food cut up from, basically.
Yep.
Right. Somebody's
Yeah,
saying,
you
does the
serve-
fridge still work? So
Yes, blinding.
excellent. Yes. I mean, your cookbook now, you could probably write one, couldn't you, of all the different things you made in that combi microwave?
I've got what have I got in there today? I've got bread pudding in there today.
I've never had that, you know. Never, seriously.
But it's
I've never had, was it
It's,
bread and dripping? I've never had that either.
bread pudding's absolutely blinding.
Apparently so, but I've never had it. And you wouldn't think that something so simple would be all right. So what's the
You have to get your
ingredients?
daughter to
Obviously
make
bread
it.
and butter, and what else? You got raisins in it usually, don't you, or something like that?
Yeah, we've got raisins. You stack it up you make like a wall, a brick wall,
Right.
and you just wait for it, and you just stick golden syrup in it, and you just
Do you put milk in
stick
it as
in
well?
the oven and that. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, put milk in it, and you let it. Then you grease. And you put grease paper first, bit of margarine or butter. and the
Banana.
egg.
Somebody
Put
saying
it in,
banana.
roll
Daft
it
is
up
saying
and just-
banana.
Yeah,
So
it's
did you ever have
Yeah, go
dripping
on.
butties? Because John's just put dripping butties. I never had this. I fucking
Oh,
missed out in
yeah.
life. I fucking have.
It's like it's pork dripping off the pork, the dripping. Let it settle, and you get a big fresh loaf of bread or something like that. Okay, for me, your bread to you what you want it. Put a Stella in the fridge. You get dripping. Put it on the bread. A little bit of salt and pepper. And it's absolutely blending.
Right, I'm just looking at all the different things that they're saying chuck in it. So we got banana, and obviously the rest of it. Sugar sandwich. Can anybody remember that one? I've heard about it. I never had one. All right, I had
sugar sandwich?
crisp sandwich was banging. Do you remember that? Get the crisp.
Yeah,
I used to actually get peanut
yeah,
butter sandwich and get the crisp into that. Fire the fuckers in there. In you go.
Yeah, some peanut butter is absolutely beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, honestly, on toast, sticks to the roof of your mouth. Thanks very much.
Oh yeah, you can get. I mean, a classic one is if you get it, the Scots do it. They do white pudding. You got.
I've
black
had
pudding,
that.
you
That's
do white
banging, isn't it?
pudding.
That tastes to me a bit like
Oh.
sausage, doesn't it?
Beautiful. Yeah. As I say, it's. I haven't come to the end of me ball of string, right? But it really is getting beyond the joke when you can't get a job. And all I want to do is get a job. You know, I mean,
You don't take a box
Everything-
because you're of a certain demographic and a certain age, innit?
well, the age doesn't mean nothing these days. I mean, there's a guy's working at 85. I mean,
Just do you
there's
know
a
what?
truck
Get
driver that
retrained.
still
Get
drives
get-
at 90.
get the joke shop to retrain you as a class 2 license. Just go straight on the tippers, mate. Fuck it. At the end of the day, be earning loads.
I've done all that. Did 30 years of driving the lorry.
See, the
You
thing
know.
is, unfortunately, that's what they want to push you back into because if you've done it, there it is. But yeah, it's a nightmare. Mate, I want to get out of driving. I want to get into this. I want to do this permanently. I want somebody here doing the editing, and I want to get into this, and I want to put out videos with great editing and great content. Right? But
I think all these people that you have on here, like all your good friends and all that, then you get people come along and they have a go and think, well, if they have a go, say, well, if you can do better, do it. If they can't, you can't. If it's like
Joe,
saying,
if
like
every
they say in the
subscriber gave £1 a year, then I'd have enough for me and for employing somebody else.
Mm.
Probably 2, actually. Now I can hear
There's a daughter.
something in the back. I think the daughter's moving around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wind this one up, all right, and say thank you to everybody.
Okay, mate. I'll speak to you next Saturday, mate. Take care.
Yeah, you take a steady. Thanks to everybody who came on, and I shall jump off and
Take
see your
care,
daughter.
mate. Bye.
See you in a bit, mate.